No one should work this many hours. It isn't healthy. People shouldn't push themselves to such extremes, and I'm not saying this lightly. It takes a toll on your ears, your mind, and your heart. I wouldn't recommend it to anyone. The only reason I did it was because if I hadn't, Tesla's chances of survival would have disappeared. When my brother and I were launching our first company, instead of renting an apartment, we took a small office. We slept on the couch, showered at the YMCA, and we were so broke that we only had one computer. During the day, the website stayed online, and at night, I coded nonstop. It was 7 days a week, every single week. At one point, I briefly had a girlfriend, but in order to spend time with me, she had to sleep in the office too. That's how consumed I was by the work. If you're starting a company, you need to understand the math. If someone else is working 50 hours a week and you're putting in 100, you're going to achieve twice as much in a year as they will. For Tesla, there came a time when the company was bleeding money, especially during the Model 3 production ramp. It was a genuine life-or-death moment for the business. We had only weeks left, single-digit weeks before collapse. The only way through was to keep working around the clock. I slept in the factory, working everywhere, the paint shop, body shop, general assembly. Some days it was 22 hours straight. Of course, I worried about imploding under the pressure, but there was no choice. If you're creating or joining a company, the most critical factor is the people. A company is just a group of individuals united to build a product or service. The talent, determination, and focus of that group decide whether it succeeds or fails. That's why you must surround yourself with extraordinary people. When building something new, it helps to think from first principles. Instead of reasoning by analogy, this is how it's always done, you strip problems down to their fundamental truths and build upward from there. It's difficult, but it allows you to see whether an idea truly makes sense or if it's just convention. This approach, borrowed from physics, is how scientists tackled concepts as counterintuitive as quantum mechanics. My schedule was brutal. Mondays at SpaceX, then flying to the Bay Area Monday night. Working at Tesla on Tuesday and Wednesday, then back to SpaceX Thursday and Friday. Weekends often meant more work at Tesla or SpaceX. Just showing up matters, but you also can't fool yourself. Innovation is critical, yet so is staying grounded in reality. Don't convince yourself something is working if it isn't. You can't be afraid of new fields either. Pick up a book, learn with your hands, and experiment. Find a way or make a way to get it done. People don't have to settle for ordinary. They can choose to step outside the patterns they were raised with and pursue the extraordinary. And remember, making a difference doesn't always mean changing the entire world. If you do something useful, something that benefits people, even in small but meaningful ways, that's enough. Creating real value for others, even at a modest scale, is still profoundly worthwhile. Things don't have to change the world to be worthwhile. What matters is focusing on something you're confident will create real value for someone else, and being rigorous in how you evaluate that. Human beings naturally tend toward wishful thinking, so entrepreneurs face a challenge, distinguishing between genuinely believing in their ideals and stubbornly chasing an unrealistic dream that has no merit. That distinction is hard to make, and it takes deep self-analysis to recognize it. It's crucial to be extremely tenacious and to work relentlessly. You have to put in 80, 100-hour weeks if you want to improve your odds of success. If others are working 40-hour weeks while you're putting in 100, you'll achieve in 4 months what takes them a year. Even so, while you might be building toward a holy grail future goal, you must stay grounded in the short term. If you don't take care of the things that pay the bills, you'll never reach your long-term objectives. But it's valuable to keep that inspiring vision ahead of you, something that makes coming to work feel meaningful. This mindset also means deciding to do things differently, but only if they're better. Not just different for the sake of it. Create an environment where bold thinking is encouraged and rewarded, and where failure is accepted. When you try new ideas, many won't work, and that has to be okay. If every idea must succeed, no one will risk coming up with new ones. After a third failure in a row, did I think of giving up? Never. Why not? Because I simply don't give up. I'd have to be dead or completely incapacitated first.